Welcome back to NJ.com. Matt Stanmyre here once again with Mike Kinney, our high school football expert from the Star Ledger. We had to do a third video just to break down Bergen-Bosco because that game was that big and it was that close and that important. Heading into the game, if you didn't know, Bosco #1 in our rankings, Bergen #2. Bosco won 33-22. But I think both Mike and myself were a little surprised. It was a very close game. And Bergen was kind of in control throughout. They actually took the lead entering the fourth quarter before Bosco was able to pull away. What were your impressions leaving this game?
I was so impressed with Bergen Catholic's composure in the game. I really thought that Bosco would force Bergen's hand into making mistakes early in the game and get a lead and establish something that would make Bergen chase Don Bosco. And they never did. Bergen scored first. After the touchdown, they went for 2. They got 2. Nunzio Campanile, the Bergen Catholic coach, immediately showed, I'm gonna roll the dice a little bit here. You can't expect what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some different things. I got my guys charged up. I got my guys confident to do some things that are, you know, a little off the books. And they went and they go 8-0. They try an onside kick, which they didn't get. But you're saying, wow, he's got something up his sleeve tonight. And I'll tell you what, Bergen Catholic played almost mistake-free football for 3 quarters. 1 penalty, and Don Bosco at that point had about 7 or 8 penalties. Nothing terribly huge, but a lot of procedure penalties. Offsides, delay, stuff like that. Things that you said, who's more mentally prepared for this game? I don't know. For 3 quarters, it looked like Bergen Catholic.
It sounded that way too. And then, you know, some game breakers for this one for Bosco. You had Jabril Peppers, who really broke it open with a couple long touchdown runs. He was over 100 yards. And then on the Bergen side, they had some playmakers they brought to the table. Now, how do I pronounce the last name? Simas?
John Simas.
John Simas is a receiver that everyone's going to know how to pronounce his name pretty soon because he was fantastic in this game. Made a bunch of big catches. And John Germano, the quarterback from Bergen, also, you know, another gritty performance, kept them in the game, right?
That's right. Under pressure, John Germano did a great job of following his progression. Following here, boom, boom, and then he was looking for Simas, but he spread the ball around, but Simas, he hit 10 times for 159 yards. This kid can catch the football. And let's remember, John Simas wasn't catching footballs in scrimmages. He wasn't catching footballs against a Group 1 team. He was catching footballs against 4 Division I defensive backs. He had a great catch in the end zone, leaping high for a touchdown catch. Had another one off to the sideline, great hands, shielded off the defender, got his hands outside, made a great catch. But he made one of the most spectacular catches I've seen in 10 years at the high school level. Running downfield with 2 defenders closing in on him, falling, head over backwards, catches the ball. Made Willie Mays' catch in the playoffs, you know, that we've seen on tape so many times, looked like Scott Small's catch in Sandlot, you know, when he holds his glove up. It was an amazing catch over his head to keep his concentration, catch the ball with guys closing in. He's a guy, he's a receiver to watch for in the future and this year.
And then, you know, for people who didn't read your recap, I mean, you know, Bergen led entering the fourth quarter, which I think is only the 3rd time in 2 years that that's happened to Bosco. So what went wrong? Where did the game go wrong for Bergen, and why weren't they able to hold on to this one?
Okay, Bergen's up 22-21 early in the fourth quarter. They have the ball inside the 30, and they throw a pass down the middle. Germano makes a throw. He threw the ball well all night long. This is his one bad throw that got away. He throws it in the middle of the field. Kyle Sikowski, very good defender, is there, reads the ball, jumps it, and there's really no receiver around him. He catches it at midfield, takes it to the 25, gives Don Bosco life. And after the game, Nunzio Campanile took all the blame for that. He said, I shouldn't have made that call. We should have run the ball a little more, tried to get it out of there, tried to kill a little more clock. But you know, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to force action a little bit, and we made a mistake. That was the first key turnover for Bergen Catholic. Bosco comes in, they score, they take the lead there. And after that, we're looking at a fourth and short, fourth and about 1.5 yards, inside the 40, inside the Bergen 40. Bergen goes for it, they don't get it. Darius Hamilton wraps up the running back, and also Don Bosco takes advantage of that. So two key mistakes in the fourth quarter that Bergen was able to take advantage of. But Bergen was rolling the dice and trying to make things happen.
And that's what they have to do. If you're going to beat Bosco, you got to take those chances. I like Nunzio's mentality with these games. And then also, I mean, let's talk about down the road. I mean, most people are expecting Bergen and Bosco to play for the state championship. Now, this game was at Bosco. Bergen played them that tough. What do you think this does for their confidence going into a potential state champion? I mean, could they take down the national #1 team?
I tell you what, they certainly can if they come with the same mindset that they came with the other night. Because it wasn't a mistake. Bergen Catholic played very well. John Germano's only going to get better. And I think the other people around Simas and the other guys running the ball, they're only going to get better. Bergen Catholic's a good football team. Next time they play Don Bosco, they're going to come with even more confidence,
Right.
and they're probably going to come with something else up Nunzio's sleeve that's going to help. Now, can Don Bosco play better? They absolutely can. They can eliminate the mistakes that they made against Bergen Catholic, and they can put a little more pressure on.
Right.
They can get Shoemate and Peppers the ball a little earlier in the game, a little more frequently, and really establish a running game that's going to make it difficult for Bergen to stop. But Bergen definitely set something here. They set a tone of, we're not afraid of you, we'll come after you, and we'll try anything we can to beat you, and we think we can beat you, and it's going to be a great game.
I like it. Another team that thinks that they could probably beat Bosco is going to be this weekend. Their last big test of the regular season, we're thinking. Bosco and Bergen are going to be in a triple header that's going to take place at Fordham on Saturday, and Don Bosco is playing the national number 5 or 6, depending on what poll you look at, St. Edward from Ohio. This is going to be a really interesting game because Bosco's had some tough games. They had to squeak one out against Manatee down in Florida. Bergen Catholic was no cakewalk, and now they have this nationally ranked foe that they're taking on. Is Bosco vulnerable?
I think they are. And what will make them vulnerable, I really believe, is if they don't take control in the first half. They've been slow starters in the first half. Now, when you talk to the Bosco guys after the game, they say, oh, that's what we do. We can do it. We feel great about what we do. We're gonna wear you down. Our conditioning is great. And they're right about that. And their confidence in the second half is fantastic. But against a team of that caliber, one more slow start, I think, could get in their heads a little bit. Remember, these are still high school kids. We like to believe that they're more than that, but they're still high school kids, and some doubt can overcome. If it overcomes 2 guys among the 11 guys on the field, that's going to be enough for St. Edwards to to take control of the game. So Bosco has to play a better first half. I really believe that's what they have to do. To right now against St. Edward and for the rest of the season, just play smarter, more efficient, fewer mistakes in the first half.
Yeah, good point. Because in both their close games, Manatee and then Bergen Catholic, the ball bounced the Bosco's way. If it doesn't, maybe they lose.
That's right.
We'll see what happens. They still have that amazing winning streak going.
Still good, man.
They're still very good, and it's still 9 straight wins over Bergen, which the Bergen alums aren't too happy about. But anyway, make sure you're checking in at NJ.com and our football blogs for all the coverage. We'll be at the games this weekend, and also pick up the Star Ledger. We'll see you next time.